What's up, people? There's a lot going on in the world since we've basically, I guess, the world has contracted the coronavirus because it's affecting everybody, even the people who are healthy and still trying to work. And it's all under the threat of, the sword of Damocles is over everybody's head. At any point, the thread could be cut, and then there you go. And China's trying to spin it that trying to say that it was the United States that had something to do with it, and so or that it was made here, and so the end result is it could even escalate. So we're worried about that too. People who understand how things work are worried about it. Other people haven't even come to that conclusion yet. They haven't moved that many chess pieces ahead. Doesn't mean um, really anything. It just means that they're too busy with the chess piece in front of them. We're all working on different problems. Everybody has their different problems. You know, um, and uh, when something happens where you have, say, you have a water pump go out on your truck or a belt gets thrown on your truck, that comes first. Things take precedent over even thinking forward into this, which is why I do these videos when I have time and when I have um, the presence of mind to bring you the truth that I've found is what I mean. And it's helpful to people. They're like, hey, I didn't think of that, or I didn't have time to even look at that angle, or they couldn't find anything on it, and I brought them a video about it. So um, the reason I titled this video this is not because um, I believe that people don't know this. It's obvious that not everybody can work from home. The reason I brought it up is they're trying to at this point make you think in a certain way. It's almost like a psyop or propaganda. They're trying to make you think that toilet paper is your biggest concern and you should worry about toilet paper when there are no N95 masks. Okay. My thought is we need to be building a company here in the United States from the ground up within however many days and make it the fastest production, or just buy one that's already built, tool it, and put the machines in there to make N95 masks. I don't care if they got to chop up all the vacuum cleaner bags that we've got in the country. Whatever they got to do to make that material, to get that material, um, if China can reverse engineer everything we have and steal it and reproduce it and start companies, I think we can do the same thing with N95 masks. Don't you people? Don't you think we have the ability to do that? I really do. Because we don't need them to produce them for us. We can do it. So I'm sure that the vacuum cleaner bag company or whoever's, got that material on reels, they can put it into a different machine that'll cookie cutter it into a different shape that's built for the human face, and we won't have to, all wear cantaloupes or bras or whatever. Because seriously, there's countries that I've just seen a video about that. They're touting it like it's a good thing. Um, anyway, to get back on subject, okay, they're wanting you to think that the most important thing is that there's a run on toilet paper. There needs to be that there are zero masks to be had and everybody's looking for them. Everybody's looking for masks. They need to provide masks, okay, so we can not get the virus in the first place, right? Quarantining's good, but at some point you have to go out for food, right? Who's got 30 days, 60 days? Who's got 3 months of food? There's people that are saying that are in the know and in the government and on television and supposedly learned individuals with college degrees, and that's their specialty of in their wheelhouse of knowledge, that say that, hey, you should be planned for 3 months of hunkering down, was what it was called in that video. Well, if that's true, they may have the money to have done that, and they might have a bunker in their backyard. Probably doesn't have an N95 filter on it, but most people don't. And they're talking about loss of jobs, not just people going to work from home and then coming back, but there's going to be companies that don't have enough money to ride it out while they're not making money and still pay rent on their building and still pay all their employees. And even if the government paid their employees, they will go under. So they're talking about in the millions of jobs lost. Now, So to put a finer point on it, um, there's a lot of people that could work from home. There's a lot of people that the company is going to close down and they won't have a job anymore and they will be sitting home with no paycheck. And then there's people who still have to be out here, because you think about it. A wrecker driver has got to work if you break down and come and change your tire or fill up your gas tank if you forgot to put gas in your car, or for whatever reason you need a wrecker to be towed to a facility that hopefully the mechanic is still there, because he needs to be there too. Guess who else needs to be there? The auto parts store, to get the parts to the mechanic, again, to fix your car, get you rolling again. Car dealers, when you're finally ready to get a car, you're gonna have to get another one. But the most obvious of it all, truck drivers, of course. And of course, we're working for you people. We're doing the best we can. I mean, we are really running hard, but at the same time, not everybody can work from home. And you're talking about people that work at restaurants, and for them to try to bend your brain into thinking that normalcy is the normal that you've had for however many years, sitting in a cubicle in an office. Oh, the rest of the world works like that too. You need to wake up to the fact, that they're trying to make you think in that way, not to see that the real problem will be when no one is working. Because what happens when the truck drivers are sick? What happens when the truck drivers are not working through no fault of their own, that they cannot work? Then there's a problem, because you could have a mechanic, you could have the parts place, you could have the new car, you could have everything that you want. But if you go to the grocery store and there's nothing on the shelf at all, and it can't be replenished the next day, it's like that old saying about a farmer. There's an old saying that you may need a lawyer once in your life, or a doctor, once a few times in your life, but you need a farmer 3 times a day. Well, I'm going to add something to that. I'm going to say, as much as you need a farmer, you kind of need a trucker to get it to you too. Because without the trucker, you can't go from farm to market. And it doesn't matter if you're hauling grain in a hopper, hauling cows to the slaughterhouse, if you're hauling vegetables to the farmer's market for the farmer, or if he hauls his own, but you are taking them to one of the warehouses that goes to the big box stores. So, but I'm gonna play him talking about this, but in the same way that they're not wanting you to think about the fact that we have no masks in this country and no protection from this virus, but they want you to focus on toilet paper, when there's rolls of toilet paper being replenished, but there's none of the masks. So in the same way, they're not talking about the mass graves that are being dug in Iran. People are putting it up and they're showing it, and we won't know where they're at here, what kind of situation that's going to be, where it's going to be crematory or what. I will say this, the ones in Iran, they're putting lime around them. I think that's just going to eat the box and make it spread. I don't think it's going to do anything for this disease. I wouldn't know. I don't know. And it's obvious that there's a higher number in every single country except Italy. Italy seems to be the most honest one. I think, like the Spanish flu, Italy's going to be like Spain. So they're honest about their numbers. We can't get straight numbers out of anybody, so we can't figure out what the spread is. We can't figure out if it's good or bad, if we're winning this thing or losing this thing. That's the problem that a lot of Americans have. We want to keep up with the stats. We want to know the truth so that we can actually at least think, hey, we're doing good now, or we're doing worse, or we've got to do better, or more people are dying or less people are dying. And we'll find out the true stats of this probably from Washington State, and it may not be from the media. It'll be from people who are talking about it in Washington State and New York and New Jersey. So I'm going to play this video, though, because I wanted to play this to let you understand there's going to be millions of jobs lost, and then I'll go off this.
Dangerous. How much cheap money can we print before the public loses faith in the system and inflation explodes? Economists in Washington seem to think that'll never happen. We can do this forever, but we can't. And they know we can't on some level. At some point, we will become Zimbabwe, and you don't want that.
That's
And by the way, it's missing
hyperinflation.
the point anyway. The real imperative right now is saving jobs. For government bureaucrats and university administrators and corporate HR directors, talk show hosts actually, a month out of the office constitutes a kind of vacation. But for the classes below, it could be the beginning of a long spiral, a real one. Waiters, bartenders, retail workers, huge parts of the service industry on which we are dependent, massive part of our economy, could see their income drop to zero and not come back. Kevin Hassett, the former chairman of the President's Council of Economic Advisors, just warned that 1 million jobs could vanish in the month of April. 1 million people suddenly
jobs.
Without jobs.
And they won't be able to
That's
go back
the
to
nightmare
it.
scenario. Countries with high unemployment are desperate countries, and more ominous, they are unstable countries, always. You don't want that. Some in the professional class have suggested a guaranteed basic income as a response to this threat. Mitt Romney has suggested sending every American a monthly check for $1,000.
Now I'm going to stop that right there. They do need to send some money for those 3 months of food that you're supposed to have before you get quarantined. Not after, but before. So, another thought too. Ambulance workers. When you need an ambulance, you don't want them working from home, right? I mean, that's obvious. I just want your mind to think in a different way than where they're trying to put you. Don't think of toilet paper as the problem. Think of N95 masks as not being supplied as the problem. Don't think of, the fact that, oh, well, they're saying they're going to have people work from home. Keep in mind, this country doesn't work from home. Okay? When you call 911 and want a police officer, you don't want him working from home. You don't want him taking a phone call. That sounds pretty bad. What we should do at this point is hide in a closet. That's not how things work. So it's not how any of this works. Like that meme and that commercial. So people, I'm gonna get off this thing. I just wanted to bring it up that they are trying to make you look at one hand when what really is going on is in the other hand. Don't worry about toilet paper. Our country needs masks, and we need them to be manufactured in the USA. You need to start seeing more tags as made in the USA. If we have a problem, it should have been fixed months ago. We don't need to be giving money towards research towards this on killing a virus when we don't even have masks for our people. We need money towards research on how do we make a company that builds masks. That's what we need. So if you want to work on something, work on the mask problem. Work on a type of goggle that's somewhere between swimming goggles and the big ones, so it's a little bit less cumbersome for the average person to work in. I understand mine. I've got mine for if when I was unloading tankers, if I go back to there's a point to it. It's bigger to cover up your face from a splash of a chemical. We need masks that match to a common sense type of goggle, and we need gloves. So Harbor Freight has the gloves at this point. They're talking about more masks coming in from China on a container ship. I got to be honest with you. I don't like the coronavirus that is actually the Chinese virus that came from China, and I don't trust anything else coming from there. That's just me. So I wouldn't know what was on them. I've seen so many people trying to spread stuff, and what they were doing about shaking hands with everybody, I don't trust them myself. It's up to you. But we need to get our masks made here in the United States. That's all I got. I'm going to get off this thing. Y'all stay safe, and I'm out. I'll do something later on this. I'm out. Peace.